Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 258 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh. We've got a great show. We have an amazing house, almost Lakewood on Malcolm Drive, that is a stunning 70s. Not quite, it's not mid century modern, but it's
No,
that
it's not.
next level of that 70s style.
Contemporary.
Contemporary.
Yeah.
Perfect word. Great house.
Yes. In our second segment, we're going to talk about outdoor spaces that really add value.
It's never too early, given the fact that, what is it, February the 6th?
Yeah.
And we're talking about 60, almost 70-degree temperatures. We were showing Royal today, and the client was like, those trees look like they're budding. And I'm like, yeah, they are budding, and it's weird. So it shouldn't be. But anyway, great day. We've got some really cool things we want to talk to you about. What we like to do is talk about things that we see online and hear people talking about on social media, share them with you because we think they're interesting and they are pertaining to home ownership.
And the first one is a mobile expandable prefab house that you can buy on Amazon. And I've seen these before on Amazon, maybe not this brand, but I've gone to Amazon and they're not available. They're just showing these are available.
And what's that say? Oh, free delivery on Valentine's Day right now. Exciting times. The reason why this kind of kicked off is because we saw this happen a lot right now. Our producer, Zach, has really been leaning in on us to follow up more with, which one is it, Zach? TikTok. And it has become a big trend right now with young homeowners who have become very frustrated, disenfranchised with the houses that are there, the amount of space that they don't need. And this might be one of those things that actually fits the ticket.
It could be. I mean, you have to hook up your plumbing and your electrical, and then it doesn't have a kitchen in it. So
Some of them have little kitchens.
okay. I didn't see it in the floor plan, but I certainly possibly do. They've got 3 or 4 different sizes of these.
Jeff, even if you put this on a credit card and made the same amount that you would pay on your regular rent, you would come out ahead on this. And then at the end of a year, it'd be paid off probably.
I don't know. That's,
Wow.
Credit card
18
interest
months.
is 23% right
That's
now.
true.
So,
But anyway, this is a really good idea. I'd love to hear if someone actually has one of these. The other thing too is, if you had a deer lease, that would be great. Or if you needed an ADU and had a large backyard, this would be a great solution for that, because you have someone build an ADU right now and they're $40,000
yeah.
all day long, 40 to have it built. But this is a really good one. The other thing that we stumbled upon and found, and I've actually seen these firsthand, these are actually steel office stores, and I really like the configuration. The more and more we have people that are working from home, that hybrid is still in place, this is a really good way to create privacy that's great for both sound deadening, so that you can have that Zoom meeting or just actually stay focused and stay in your flow while you're working.
Yeah, I think this really does expand the possibility of working from home for 2 people, because we had clients last year that when they were looking for a place, they both worked from home full time, and they were like, we need bedrooms on opposite sides of the house.
The other thing too is if you go into East Dallas, it's closest to 75. There's a couple builders over there that build really modern and they have really open concept, and it makes it really difficult. This solution right here could actually completely change the way those appreciate, given the fact that genre usually works from home so much more.
And our last item today is the smart cabinet locks that we found, and this is all of the video and the marketing here talks about using them for cabinet doors and cabinet drawers and things like that. Pantry. They make great child safety proofing things.
Or teenage.
Well, I was going to let you tell what other uses you came up with for earlier.
It's lock the liquor cabinet, lock the medicine cabinet. This is a great way to get that done. The other thing too that you kicked around, you're this would be a great way to have some of the hybrid solutions inside of office buildings have just a credenza, and this would be a great way to lock that. Wi-Fi enabled, as you see there, comes with an app. It all just kind of plugs in and makes that super easy, and runs on 2 AA batteries, I believe.
Interesting. I thought it was a great idea.
Super easy. Well, if you think of anything that we need to highlight, or you have a product that you love, let us know. We'd be happy to feature that on our show. And now,
Market Watch. So this is the point where we talk about what's going on in Dallas County over the last 7 days. Weston.
Back to you, Jeff. Back to me. So it's to me. So what we're going to do is look at what's happened over the last 7 days, get rid of all the hype that we see in the national market, and talk about really what's happening here. And again, if you're looking for an area that's even tighter, we can make this exactly happen for you. So coming soon is a status that is not required, but it is kind of a predictor of what's going to happen. This number has actually been higher in the last couple of weeks, but we see it drop off a little bit this week by 11%. Active listings, this is when we're really going to start paying attention. This is up 23%. This is a great turn of events because we're still pretty low on our inventory. It's up to 472, which is actually up 87 homes just in this Dallas area. And that is going to translate, because last week we were also up in option period, up 7%. So that's 317 homes are actually under contract right now in the DFW area.
And in our pending properties, pendings are up 9%, up 11 to 129 pendings. Solds are up 19%, which is 261 houses sold. And then our mortgage rates this week, which we get from Optimal Blue, have gone up just a smidge to 6.724, which is, in the grand scheme of things, is not a bad interest rate.
One of the things to point out here, if you go back to that real quick, Zach, is that when we look at the number of active listings that are on the market, that's 472. The number of solds, that's 261. That's a good ratio, and I feel like last year that ratio was way off, where solds were so far outpacing the new actives that's when things got really out of whack. So again, if you add up option period, the sold, and the pending, that's still higher than all active. So we're not quite 100% in the black, but we are definitely trending that direction.
So the property we're going to talk about today is at 6526 Malcolm Drive, and this is a fantastic 70s contemporary home in East Dallas, and it's in the Bobolink subdivision, which is a very, very popular neighborhood in which to live. Location-wise, it is fantastic. You are just a few blocks south of Mockingbird, which is a really good east-west street there. You just have minutes away from White Rock Lake. You've always wanted to know where the hospitals are. You've got Presbyterian, you've got Baylor. You can get to either one of those in an ambulance really quick.
I know. I'm pessimistic me. Now, I do like the fact that you do have access to Abrams. You're also, and if you're not from Dallas, you're going to want to hear this. You are actually west of White Rock Lake, which makes a huge difference if you do not work from home. Having access to Mockingbird is a really great thing. Also, if you head a little further south, that can get you into Uptown quite easily, and there it's easy to get into downtown as well. This is a super centrally located area. This is one of the areas where people migrate from Uptown to the M streets to this area. So this is a really natural progression. What's great about that is something that people you will know and make a community with, and it really is a great place to call home.
And there's a lot of really interesting things around this section of town. One of the places that I know Weston likes to eat at is called Mesa Maya, and this is right at the corner of Abrams and Mockingbird. Really great. No, that's not right.
It is, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I'm so sorry. I love this place. Their Tito's and soda their ranch water is amazing because they don't mess it up. But the other thing too they have here, they have a Spanish salmon that is on sweet coconut rice.
Ooh, that sounds really
good. In my head, that does not go together, but it was so odd. I was like, I'm going to order it. Now they also have great mole, great steak asada, as you see here. But it's a great restaurant. You do need to pay attention and get there just a hair early because it does stack up, because it is one of the places to get to.
And they have a couple of different locations that you can go to, so give them a try. It's well worth going to. The second thing we wanted to point out in the neighborhood is the Sopak Trailhead that is just, a mile and less than a mile and a half from this home. And when you hit that trail, you can head north and go all the way up to Greenville Avenue and Meadow, and kind of wiggle your way around on Greenville and get on the White Rock Trail, which then you can ride in a circle and come right back down to the north end of White Rock.
So this is one of the things, like we get a lot of people who are like, what's the difference between Dallas and Austin? There's a lot of things that people talk about, but having outdoor activities, I think that we have to really get the word out that there is a lot of bike, hike trails in and around Dallas. They have done a great job of creating an emerald bracelet all the way around. It continues to get bigger and bigger, and this is one of the elements. And this is a great house to have access to that. Mm-hmm. And then go around White Rock Lake on that trail. That's 9.4 miles. Mm-hmm. Great area. Get on Santa Fe Trail, head south. I just want to point out there is a lot to do in this area when it comes to outdoor activity.
And the last place that we wanted to talk about was the Creative Arts Center of Dallas. And if you have not attended one of their classes, It is well worth. Their classes are really good. I took a welding class out there.
It's a good class.
Yeah, I mean, it was in the evening. It was in a covered space. It was outdoors. They really helped you prepare. I know my friend Bill has taken pottery class, ceramics classes out there, and he really, really. Oh, I think he took a stained glass class out there also.
Stained glass. I've taken a photography class out there, and I had two wonderful instructors. I can't remember the name, but they did a great job. They're not one of those facilities that is just nuts and bolts. You bring in your camera. We did what's called night art painting with light in the cameras. Still one of my favorite things to do. They actually took us into downtown. We did some really amazing shots that had to do with motion. So if you're looking for a creative outlet, and I think everybody needs a creative outlet, even if you're not a creative, maybe you more than anyone, this is a great place to get your feet wet, and it doesn't take a large commitment. With that, let's jump into this house. This is going to be 6526 Malcolm Drive. This is, we talked about earlier, a 70s soft contemporary that has been wonderfully remodeled. Homeowners were meticulous, and it shows as we take you through the tour of this home. One of the great things about this house is the way that it's situated with these very, very mature trees that, as you see, will be a consistent theme that runs through this house.
And this is located right on the bend of Malcolm Drive, and so you've got really great privacy from the front, and then you've also got really great privacy from the eastern side that you're seeing through that window there. The indoors, hardwood floors throughout the entire first floor, absolutely done beautifully. They were double stained, and it shows.
I love the fact that the ceiling heights are really great, and it is architecturally interesting because of the way that they've created the staircase, and that second living room is upstairs and kind of cantilevers over. This is a great house that has multiple seating, entertaining areas. So this is a really great table if you're doing a puzzle or having fun and having friends over for cards. But what I love most about this is that a way that works both between the living room and fireplace, and then this dining room. This dining room is a really great configuration. Just on the other side of that is a really well maintained and beautifully appointed kitchen. It's all done with taste, and it is completely move-in ready.
And there's the granite countertops in this kitchen, really sparkle. Gas range top. The cabinet, they didn't replace the cabinetry when they remodeled. They just replaced the doors into this shaker style, which I really feel like matches the house well.
I think they did a great job. I think that if this was something that you decided you wanted to have like a small remodel, this might be an area that you took advantage of. But for the most part, this is wonderfully set up. There's nothing to change as far as the configuration and location. What I love about this is the two sides of glass that you have there for the breakfast nook that overlook a really interesting and prominent sculpture outdoor garden. And I say sculptural because of the way that they use the trees and the lighting. They are amazing the way it's set up at night. You can kind of see them there. We're going to have another picture at the end that will give you a great idea.
And this is the office area. So you, on the first floor, you walk through the office to get to the master bedroom. And it's really just a nice, warm office. Look at that view.
That view alone,
yeah, it's
stunning.
Spectacular. The current owners continued and added this bedroom on, but you would never know it.
Because they kept the exact same lights at the top that are transom. They kept the same pitch on the roof, and they recycled the brick that they claimed from the front around the front door and made it along the back so that there's never this break in the way that it looks. Hardwood floors continued, and they did a really smart job in the way that they set this master bathroom up.
If this is, it's really done very nicely. They intentionally added the really, really wide doors, not only to get in there, but into the closet space and also into the shower.
Shower is really great. I believe the shower is a no curb, easy bench, also hand grabs as well. So there's a lot of things that they thought of. This is one of two. This is the largest of the closets, but the second one is also of good size. But you can see here, everything is very well thought out. And as we come upstairs, this is the second living room. But I love the fact that it's open and the way that those skylights from the living room actually work to help give nice diffuse light.
And these big windows look out on the backyard. And so, obviously this is the time of year when your trees are going to be barren, but I would bet that feels like living in a tree house.
Great bedrooms upstairs. This is one of them. Again, nice windows, nice light, perfect neutral palette. I cannot stress how important this palette is. And as you see here, this is actually a Murphy bed. So what I love about this Murphy bed is that if you need two offices, this is a really great way to have an office and yet still not lose the additional space.
Backyard is all turf grass. I say all, it's mostly turf grass. Here's the picture that you get to see the really great Yaupon hollies that the owner installed that are lit from the ground up and create this really magical view out the back windows.
And step out onto two epay decks here, one off the office and one off the master bedroom. It's a really smart configuration. As you can see here, not a ton of windows from the neighbors that are actually looking in. What we wanted to do now is take a second, because there is so much, we wanted to point out some of the home upgrades. So in 2006, they replaced the carpet areas with wood floors. Also in 6, they updated the cabinets, as Jeff mentioned earlier, added a new Vent-A-Hood refrigerator, wine cooler, kitchen sink, dishwasher, and granite countertops.
In 15 and 16, that was beginning the remodel. They added 500 square feet of living space, 9 floor-to-ceiling windows, 3 glass doors, all thermoblocked, low-E argon, with a raised step down to the dining room that was leveled up. It was a sunken room, and they changed that, and it really looks great. 16 remodeled the new addition, 19 installed new epay wood decks, 2022 6 thermoblock low E windows, and 23 they installed the synthetic turf in the backyard.
Lots of great information. So this is 6526 Malcolm Drive. It's a 3-bedroom, 2 full, 1 half, 2-car garage. It was built in 75, just under 3,500 square feet, priced just under 1.5 million, which is 432 square foot. And we want to say thank you so much to Trina Rothwell for allowing us to feature this beautiful home.
So if you've got any questions about this home, or if you want to see any of the pictures we weren't able to use, please just click in the links below. And if you have any questions about it, just comment in there. We'd be happy to respond.
And with that, we'll be right back.
Did you know there are a lot of ways you can keep up with us? For starters, every Wednesday at noon, we host Sold with Updike Pugh, live from our Facebook and YouTube channels. Our show is dedicated to featuring some of the best homes in the Dallas market and about sharing timely information about market trends. But don't worry if you missed the show, because you can always listen to them on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify.
Still want more? Follow us on Instagram, where you get a first-hand look at what it's like to be a realtor. It's not always previewing homes for clients or getting them ready to go live in MLS. Lastly, visit our website and you'll be able to create a custom home search tailored specifically to your wants and needs that's timely and accurate. Whether it's square foot, location, or the neighborhood, we have you covered.
If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, we can help with that too. Just visit homeprice.fyi, enter a few pieces of information like your home address, and we'll email you a price. When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.
Hi everybody, welcome to the second segment, episode 258 of Sold with Updike Pugh. I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and this portion of the show is when we talk about things that are happening out and about, and this is outdoor spaces that add the most value.
And we've got 5 topics that we're going to talk about today, or 5 things we're going to bring up today. And the importance of this is when you create these outdoor spaces or outdoor active space, what did you call them? Outdoor value add spaces. They are really make the home just more livable. I wasn't really sure how I was going to say that, but that's what it comes down to. Is it just creates additional areas to enjoy, additional use, and really makes it livable, more livable.
And as people stay in their houses longer and longer, we're noticing that there are the potential for someone to have a project come into some money and make these decisions, but that needs to be done, and it's best to consult a real estate advisor, realtor, because we see so much of these things. We see hundreds of homes a week, and we can tell you what does and what doesn't work. I was actually talking with Mark McCabe about that's the exact same thing, and this is how we came up with this topic.
Interesting.
So one of the first things we want to talk about is creating versatile covered outdoor space. And we use the term cover because that really is important because of the way the summers hit here. They're just a little intense when they get here. Also allows you the versatility of using it deeper into the fall and also in the spring. So it's a great item. One of the things to think about is that these outdoor spaces can actually function more as an outdoor living room when you look at it like that. It's so important to have 110 outlets, Wi-Fi extenders, TV. I think you and I both use our outdoor, you do for sure, our outdoor TVs. So important. Whether you do or you don't get a cover, I don't think we don't have ours in the cover. I don't think you do.
I don't normally have it in the cover. I should, but I don't.
But I think that it's really smart to get these spaces. We had a bunch of friends over to watch one of the football games, and it was so great because we have the ability to have everybody watch the game and then also eat and cook out. So these things add the value. You've got to experience it. You want to come over? Call me. I'll do burgers.
So the second item is modern feature-rich pools, and these are if you're going to put a pool in, do it the right way. Get away from the kiddie pool. Get away from the amoeba. More modern style pools are more attractive, and not just in modern homes.
It's true. The other thing that I want people to think about, and you and I didn't talk about this, it just kind of came to me because we were just at Royal. I think that people are more accustomed today to having a 5-foot pool across rather than have the deep end.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people will use it more whether they're playing volleyball or they're swimming, but the idea to have that deep pool, I think, has pretty much played itself out. Some of the bigger features would be to have a tanning ledge. I think they're so important. One of the other things you can do is I'm going to call it a port, but you can put a port into the pads. You can put them into the pavers around, and they're actually for sunbrellas, and they create a really great way to actually add shade to these hot summers.
And if you are going to do that, make sure that you talk to somebody about where the best place for those are, because it's going to depend a lot upon where your trees are, what direction your pool faces. If you're doing this in the wintertime, the sun's going to hit differently than it does in the summer. So be sure to think those things through.
You're 100% right on that.
Third topic is thoughtfully designed outdoor kitchens. And these I don't have an outdoor kitchen, although I've got a bar outside. So anyway, but I've got a couple of grills, and it really does create kind of what I think of as an outdoor kitchen.
I think one of the things to take into consideration when you're creating an outdoor kitchen is how do you vent it? Because I don't think that everybody does, and that's one of the things that we're struggling with. And so we're extending our patio beyond so that we can get our grill out, because otherwise we smoke everybody out. That's a really important thing to take into consideration. The other thing too is there's some really interesting options out there that have kind of come on in the last 5 years. So if you're a big green egg cooker, now you can create a nest for that. That's kind of known. The griddle, I would say, is one of the other items that we get a lot of play on right now. You have one. I think I should have one. I can't talk Jason into it. One of the newer products that I've seen, this I would love, is the wok base. And so it has more BTUs to it. It gets a lot hotter. But if you're eating healthy, you think about your spring eating, how easy would that be just to... And I want to do the flipping too.
We also wanted to bring up the trend of front yard fences coming back, and we've seen some really cool ones. I mean, we've seen some that were very simple, but they were done well, and they were done to scale of the yard. It's like the Beaver Cleaver house.
I love these things. I absolutely love these things, and I would love them because I would love for them to catch on, because I think that this would encourage people to go back into their front yards. I feel like we cocoon so much right now that we don't always meet our neighbors, and we're missing some of those relationships that this, I think, could provide. If you could let everyone in your family run out the front door and not worry about them getting in the street or anything like that, this is a great solution.
I think they add another layer of security as well, because if I were putting a fence around my front yard, I would, I'd only go 4 foot high, but I would definitely have motorized gate at the front. There would be a doorbell at the street at where, somebody, it would just keep people away from your front door, which is, I feel would be a great benefit.
Well, the other thing too that I think I would do, I think I would cut like a little doggy square on the side fence, and then your pups in the backyard could make like a lap and go front yard to backyard, front yard to backyard. Wouldn't you do that?
No, because then I'd have this mud line all the way around my yard.
I would do it. Riley would go bananas at 7 o'clock and at 6 o'clock.
We'll put Riley and Cannon out there together.
Good God, all hell break loose.
So these are really kind of cost effective, and one of the really great things about them is they're not adding square footage to your house. Therefore, chances that you're going to see any additional, much of an additional tax valuation increase is relatively minor.
The other thing too is you don't have to worry about heating and cooling unless you're going to put in a fireplace or some residual heating. elements. One other thing to be mindful of, furnishing these things can be a little pricey. It is an outdoor living area. Sometimes they price it as if it were a real indoor living. So be mindful of the sales that are approaching. Toja is a company that builds really great outdoor structures. Toja actually has the fittings now that will allow you to create chairs and a picnic table. I would definitely look into that. That way you can kind of customize them and make them look more like something in your house.
So we hope you found this helpful today. If there's any other topics that you'd like us to talk about or anything that we've kind of brought up into your mind today that you want to discuss, just give us a call. We'd be happy to make that happen.
And just remember, we want to be realtors for life.
When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.